Congratulations on hiring your new employee. In this session, we will explore what you need to do to bring on a new employee. The information contained here has been prepared by Civitas Strategies and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. The Civitas Strategies team has used reasonable efforts in collecting, preparing, and providing this information, but does not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency. The publication and distribution of this information are not intended to create, and receipt does not constitute, an attorney-client or any other advisory relationship. Reproduction of this information is expressly prohibited. Only non-commercial uses of this work are permitted. As you bring on a new employee, there are two key processes you'll want to undertake. First, you will want to onboard them, that is, have a process to welcome them onto the team and give them a sense of how the organization runs and its culture. Second, you'll want to run the internal processes to set up your new employee so they are ready to be paid and supported from the start. Both these processes should be implemented at the same time, but for clarity in this video, we are going to separate them into sections. A well-designed and implemented onboarding process can benefit your business by ensuring your new staff member has the information and support needed to meet your program goals. Here is a list of topics to consider when designing your onboarding process. Warm welcome. Onboarding is an opportunity to help your new employee feel included and part of your organization. Think of ways you might warmly welcome them into your program. You might consider a meet and greet, a welcome letter or email blast to staff and families, or perhaps a small welcome gift. You want to convey the message that you are glad your new employee has joined your program. Vision, values, and philosophy. Chances are you shared these ideas during your interview with your new employee, but now in your onboarding is an opportunity for your new employee to really understand how your vision, values, and philosophy are lived in your program. Be prepared to share about your mission, the hopes and wishes you have for your program, and how you see your new employee working to make those things happen. Formal processes. Perhaps certain forms should be completed a certain way. Or you have a particular curriculum that you follow, food paperwork, program procedures, where to record their time, and family communication methods. While these are just a few things to consider, you will want to make sure to train your new hire on how formal processes are done at your program, and don't assume that if they had been working somewhere else, they will know how you do things. Operations. Every employee comes to work wanting to do a good job. Helping an employee understand how things operate in your program will help your new employee be successful. Things to share with a new hire are the best way to communicate with you and other staff members, your dress code, the rules of the break room, where to park, etc. This is a great place to help a new employee understand their role in your program. Policies and procedures. Reviewing the policies and procedures in your employee handbook will help your employee better understand not only what your policies and procedures are, but why they are in your handbook. This is a great time to review attendance policy, clock in and clock out procedures, how to communicate and interact with families, policies around working with children, etc. Be sure to allow space for your new employee to ask questions. Remember, the goal is to have an employee understand how things are done at your program and feel confident that they can do those things that you expect. Emergency procedures. Your new employee may come with experience in handling emergencies, or this may be their first job. Think through how you want to support and equip them with the knowledge and confidence that they use in an emergency. Expectations. The way your employees interact with the children, families, and each other daily greatly impacts your business. Take the time to outline your expectations so that your employees understand the tasks and behaviors that are expected of them. This is a great place to help a new employee feel supported by you and the other people in your program. Depending on the specific needs and characteristics of your business, there may be other items to include in your onboarding process as well. Spend some time thinking about what it is that new employees need to know in order to be successful working at your program. An effective onboarding process should involve other people. As the program leader, the responsibility doesn't have to fall solely on your shoulders. Utilize the skills and strengths of your current employees to help bring a new person into your program. Some programs choose to have a mentor or buddy program, where a new employee is paired with a more experienced employee who can serve as a resource. When employees feel connected to their coworkers, they are more likely to stay engaged and stay working at your program. Recognizing that learning new things can take some time, a successful onboarding process occurs over several months. When designing your onboarding process, break up the things that a new employee needs to know and portion out those things over a logical time period. One way to do this is to outline what a new employee in your program needs to know on day 1, week 1, month 1, and month 3, similar to the example shown here. While would love for a new employee to start on day 1, knowing everything there is to know about working in your business, that's just not realistic. By thinking through what your new employee really needs to know and when, you set them up for success. Lastly, plan to carve out time to connect with your new employee regularly, especially at the beginning of their time with you. The goal is that they are both well acquainted with the policies and procedures of your program, and also that you help them continue to learn and grow in your program. You know the power of connection with young children and their families. The same is true for your employees. A little extra time and attention can go a long way in building the viability of your business. While you want to make sure you're onboarding your employee effectively, you'll also want to make sure that you finish your hiring process in compliance with regulations and set them up for pay and benefits. If the employee is your first one, before you start signing the employee up, make sure you have an employer identification number (EIN). You can apply for an EIN online, by mail, by fax, or by phone. You can learn more here. When applying for an EIN, you will need to provide information about your business, such as the legal name, address, and type of entity. You may also need to provide information about the responsible party or owner of the business. It's important to have all the necessary information at hand before you apply to ensure a smooth application process. With your EIN in hand, here's what you'll do next. 1. Verify that your employee is eligible to work in the U.S. All employers are required to verify that their employees are eligible to work in the United States within the first 3 days of employment. You must use Form I-9 to verify an employee's identity and eligibility to work. You need to hold on to the Form I-9 and all supporting documents for at least 3 years if the employee stays with you. If they leave employment with you, the form can be destroyed after 1 year. Regardless, since it will have sensitive information, you'll want to keep it in a safe place and, ideally, have a digital or off-site copy just in case you need it. 2. Have your employee complete Form W-4. Form W-4 is used to determine the amount of federal income tax to withhold from your employee's paycheck. Your employee should complete Form W-4 before they receive their first paycheck. This is another document you'll need to keep in a safe place with a backup copy. In this case, you should hold on to it for at least 4 years after an employee has left. In many cases, a payroll company will do this for you, so you may want to ask them if this is something they will do for you. 3. Alert the state. You must let the state know about your new hire. You can learn more about what is required by following the link found in the tool accompanying this presentation. If you have a payroll company, you may want to check with them first. Many times payroll companies will do this for you. 4. Set up payroll and benefits. You need to set up payroll to calculate your employees' wages, withhold taxes, and make the appropriate deductions. Typically, you will use a payroll service for this, and you can provide a link for the new employee to set themselves up. Additionally, you'll want to connect them with any forms needed to use benefits such as retirement or healthcare. 5. Report and pay taxes. You are required to report and pay employment taxes to the IRS and your state. This includes Social Security and Medicare taxes, federal and state unemployment taxes, and any state income taxes. Now you and your employee are ready for work. Remember, as you move forward, it is important to keep accurate records of your employees' hours worked, wages paid, and taxes withheld, as well as any promotions, raises, or issues. For more information, visit the DECAL Thriving Childcare Business Academy website. If you have questions about the Academy, send them to the email address on the screen. And be sure to visit the Civitas Strategies YouTube channel for more valuable resources to support you and your business. The sessions presented in this series is built on our structured system of recruiting and hiring, called Lean Recruitments, which was conceptualized and built by Civitas Strategies, President and CEO, Gary Romano. Lean recruitment is specifically designed to support small businesses in this area, and over the last few months, we have been increasingly tailoring lean recruitment concepts and best practices for childcare providers. To give you a little bit of context, in our work nationwide, both in early education and childcare, and with other clients we work with, we bear witness to workforce challenges that small business face every day. Our goal in designing this series was to support childcare business owners in meeting workforce recruiting challenges that you have today. You've announced your position, learned more about the market for talent in your area, and got the word out about your position. You've reviewed resumes and applications, interviewed new childcare employees, conducted reference checks, and extended an offer. Now it's time to bring on a new employee. You've announced your position, learned more about the market for talent in your area, and got the word out about your position. You've reviewed resumes and applications, interviewed new childcare employees, conducted reference checks, and extended an offer. Now it's time to bring on a new employee. So let's get into what you need to know.